connect with Jaydev Mody, the chairman of Delta Corp, who joins in to discuss the earnings and lots more. Thank you so much for taking time out and joining us on ET Now. It's been a strong quarter with the company reporting the highest ever revenue. So what has driven this strong performance?
So it's been a good quarter. We've done the highest top line we've ever done in a quarter. We did a top line of about 340 crores. We have an EBITDA of 110 crores and profit before tax of 93 crores and a PAT of 68 plus crores. This is the best quarter in terms of top line. And I think what is attributed to a good quarter is the amount of travel, domestic travel. People are, Goa being a destination, people have been using our casino on their trips to Goa, and we've had fabulous footfalls and we've had a great quarter.
Yes, indeed. With the casino gaming revenues shooting up 5.8 times, you've delivered a profit as well in this segment. Is the momentum here to stay now that you're talking about this healthy footfall, a pickup in the domestic economy?
It looks like that. It's been. We've had a decent first quarter as well. We did 311 crores of top line in the first quarter of the year, which has gone to 340. There is no reason why we can't sustain this kind of growth. And I think we can do. This is the October-December quarter is also fabulous because of the year-end kind of celebrations in Goa. So we are looking forward to a sustained kind of result for the rest of the year.
Have you seen impact of higher license fee, fuel impact margins? Are you sticking to your 35 to 38% margin guidance?
No, we've had our numbers have gone up by about 3% on a net basis. So even the higher top line has actually helped absorb some of our additional costs like license fees and our fuel costs, etc. So it's most of our beyond the point being on marginal basis. When we cross a certain point, most of that 55% of that goes into our profits. So the higher turnover has helped to absorb some of the costs, higher costs.
Modi, that GOM is likely to make a distinction between game of skill and game of chance, like that of Rummy and Ludo. What does the distinction mean for Delta Corp's casino and online gaming?
So there are three verticals that the GOM is looking at. One is horse racing, one is online gaming, and one is casinos. Casinos were always, since for the last 15 years, it was always calculated on a certain basis. And as when GST came in, we were always at 28%. So it's only the methodology that needs to be finalized by the GOM. But as far as online gaming is concerned, we are not sure which way the GOM will go. But we hope that if it's going to be a logical kind of decision, it will be 28%. But the method of calculation will be as per international norms. And therefore, I think even the higher GST should not be a problem for online gaming. In fact, the collections will become much, much higher. And it's the way to go, frankly. And horse racing, I have no idea how they will tackle it because they were at 28%. They may remain at 28%. But it may be, finally, they may decide to do it on the gross gaming revenue, which is the commission that the clubs retain for themselves. So the impact, I think the GOM has finally understood that these three are completely different businesses, and they're looking at them as different businesses and will come up with a solution that will assist and help all these three verticals.
Right. Could you also share more clarity on the structure of taxes and what the appeal is from the industry?
So it's the net, it's what the casino retains as its service fee. Every game has a percentage, and therefore at the end of day, if you kind of average out everything, the casino gets a certain profit, and the GST is always that profit is called the gross gaming revenue, which is the GGR, and we've been paying 28% on our GGR. So it's a large amount. It used to be a service tax. It used to be 15 or 16%. It has gone up to 28%, but we've absorbed it for the last few years, and that's the way it's been calculated all over the world. And we are okay to pay 28% on our GGR, which is what we retain.
Right. So with momentum intact, are you looking to increase entry prices at casinos as well?
No, nothing has changed. There's no reason why we should. We have different packages, and those packages will remain, and things will go on the way they were.
Okay. Now, online gaming, that hasn't seen much growth since COVID. The losses here as well have increased. What's your outlook on online gaming as a vertical?
Yes, we've grown over the last year and the last quarter. We've done well, and we have an IPO which we should be launching very soon, and once that happens, we'll get a little more aggressive on acquisitions and, of course, growth of our existing platforms. We see a lot of excitement in the online gaming business, and we are just waiting to have a armory of cash which will help us to achieve our goals in online.
Brings me to the Delta Tech IPO, given that the SEBI approval has come through. Any details in terms of the timeline, and what kind of opportunities, what kind of acquisitions are you particularly looking at?
Well, it all depends on the timing of the IPO. We have to look at the markets, etc. We are launching, a roadshow, etc. very soon, and figure out what the demand is and look at market conditions and launch. Once that happens, we will look at all the options available in organic and inorganic growth.
And as volumes and footfalls increase, how do you maintain your cost controls, and is this going to help to bolster your margins?
Acquisition costs will go down. Acquisition of players, the cost of acquisition of players will go down as our volumes increase, and therefore we hope to improve our margins based on that. There is no other way. The main cost in this business is bonuses and advertising, which we will have to continue to do to make sure we can acquire more and more players, and that is the name of the game actually in this business.
And the hotel business, I know it's a small part, but you mentioned that you're seeing numbers that are higher than pre-COVID levels. Losses still continue here. What's the reason for that? And, are you seeing some sort of a shift in trend from visitors from Macau due to the COVID restrictions now deviating more to Goa?
Hotels have been doing well. We've had a good quarter for both the hotels. The Daman hotel does not have a casino, but it's done well anyway. And the shift, I don't know if a shift has happened from Macau to Goa, but yes, there are travel restrictions to Hong Kong, etc. So if there was that little bit of a few percent of players who would go overseas to play are now actually coming to Goa, but our strong demand still comes from our regular domestic traveler, and that's where the growth has come from.
Okay, fair enough. And can't let you go without asking about Daman, because you filed that writ about 5 years ago for the casino license. Any update?
The waiting final hearing happening any day now. It's been the court has not had the time to for the final hearing. For the last 2 weeks, we've been on board every day, but it hasn't happened. But hopefully, it'll happen any day now.
All right, domestic travel and tourism has really boosted your overall numbers. It's been a healthy quarter all round. The road shows being launched for the Delta Tech IPO. Thank you, Mr. Mody, for joining in exclusively on ET Now and sharing with us the outlook.